Hello everyone, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad to have you back. Glad to see you back at the channel. Um, kind of got a different look. This is Jerome Strickland, and I'm glad to have you back. Today we're going to talk about an interesting and a good subject, and that is how do you feel when you are around other people? How do you think when you are around certain people? How do you act when you are around certain people? Today's subject is pay attention to who you are when you are around certain people. You see, as a human race, we interact with people on a daily basis. We interact with people in our homes. We interact with people on our jobs. We interact with people out at the store, in traffic, everywhere. And so everyone has an energy field around them. You have an energy field around you. And when you are in close proximity to someone, you are within their energy field. And people have different types of energy fields. Some people call them auras. Some people have positive energy fields. Some people have negative energy fields. Some people have selfish energy fields. Some people have angry energy fields. And you have your own energy field. And so you have to ask yourself about your own energy field. What is my energy field? Do I have a good aura? Do I have a bad aura? Or am I just, or do I not know what my aura is? People have a tendency to feel each other's energy field. We have another language beyond the human language, and that is your energy language. And that is the language that you speak in your subconscious. That is the language that we speak to each other in the subconscious. And if you want to ascend, and if you want to get better, if you want to improve on yourself, you got to watch who you are. You got to pay attention to who you are when you're around other people. Pay attention to how you act when you are around certain people. And you have to ask yourself, does this person bring out the best in me? Or does this person bring out the worst in me? Am I a better person when I'm around this person? Or I'm an ugly person when I'm around this person? Who you are around is very important on who you are. Who you are around is very important when it comes to who you are. Most people that are awakened, most people that want to get better and ascend, they pay attention to themselves a lot. Not to mean that you are self-centered, but you have to pay attention to yourself. You have to pay attention to that voice within. You have to pay attention to who you are. And you can't help the world if you're down on your knees. You can't help the world if your hands are in your pocket. You can't help the world if you are depressed. You can't help the world if you're down and out. You can't help the world if you're angry. You can't help the world if you're jealous. This is why it is the utmost important that you work on yourself. that you try to help yourself, because you can't help others until you help yourself. No, I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not saying that you have to get everything right, but you have to be centered and balanced. And until you are centered and balanced, you can't help anyone. We are all here to help other people. We are all here to help ourselves. We are all here to get back to our source. That is God. So back to what I was saying. Is paying attention to the auras and energy fields that are around you. That is the vibrations. That is the frequencies that other people give off. And until you can do that, you will find yourself in an up and down situation all the time. So what do I do when I'm around somebody that has a positive and a good aura? You reverberate your good aura back to them, and the atmosphere will be enlightened. What do I do when I'm around somebody with a negative aura? The answer to that is simple. Get away from them. Don't hang around somebody that's bringing you down. Don't try to be buddy buddy and friendly with somebody that's bringing you down. I'm talking about spiritually. I'm talking about mentally. I'm talking about intellectually. I'm talking about financially. You must examine who you are when you are around other people. Are you spending too much money when you're around another person? Are you depressed? Are you angry? Now, I know these are normal, natural ways that we are. And, even when we're around good people and people that we resonate with, even these sometimes come out. But they are not constant. Constantly, when you're around someone and you're constantly angry, you're around someone and you're constantly depressed, when you're around someone, you're constantly spending money. Money just seems to fly out of your pocket when you're around this certain person. This person is halting your ascension. This person is halting your awakening. And as hard as it is to may hear this, you have to get away from a person like that. And it's vice versa for the other side of the spectrum. If a person is lifting you up, if you feel good around a person, if you feel like you're learning around a person, even if they're teaching you hard lessons, you feel like this person, you're going further when you are around this person. Because face it, we need each other. Because face it, we have to be around each other. But you don't have to be around everybody. Sometimes you have to love some people from afar. The main thing that we have to do on this earth is learn, help ourselves so we can help others. We have to seek the truth. We have to think the truth. We have to hear the truth. And most importantly, we have to hang around people who have truth. A lot of your problems extend from the people you hang around. A lot of your issues and your depression and your anger and all of the internal problems that you're having, if you just change the people that you are around. Now I understand there are some people you just can't get away from. This is why Jesus said we must go within. You must go within, because you can't get away from everything that's wrong with the world. You can't get away from everything that's coming at you. except when you go within. That is the awakening process. That is the enlightenment. That is getting closer to God. That is making the world a better place. Because you're making yourself a better place. You are getting those positive colors, the greens, the blues, the yellows, not the blacks and the grays, and those dark, depressing colors. See, your aura is who you really are. Your energy field is the real you. Some people call it the spirit. And your soul is what resonates your aura. Your soul is an energy generator. And it generates whatever's inside of you. This is why when you're around certain people, you feel a certain way. When you're around certain people, you talk a certain way. When you're around certain people, you act a certain way. But are those ways good and are those ways positive? People, we are on a road. We are on a road trying to get to where from where we came from, and to trying to get where we need to be. And you can't let anything stop you, because there are things that are trying to stop us. Don't you think it's funny? Every time you try to do something positive, every time you try to do something good, you always seem to hit some kind of opposition. How do I fight through this opposition? How do I fight through the negative people? How do I fight through the negative circumstances that arise when I'm trying to do better and be better? How do I get through that? Again, my answer is like it's been many other times. Go within. Find God. Search for God. Cling to God. Cling to your higher self. You are your own spirit guide. Your spirit guide that's guiding you is you. And the angels and the spirit guides and you are all intermeshed and one and the same. This is what the secrets are. There is no separation. There's either positive or negative, and you can't straddle the fence. You either on the positive end of the spectrum or you on the negative end of the spectrum. In order to get to the positive end, you have to travel there. And to travel there, it takes effort. It takes time. It takes love. It takes love for the Father. It takes love for self. It takes love for the real and true souls. You see, I've been hearing this thing about what they call organic portals. And I heard that, there are some souls that are, you know, that shouldn't be saved or shouldn't be awakened. But I disagree with that a little bit. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's no such thing as a dead soul. But there are different souls that are bound. Some souls are completely free. Some souls are fighting for their lives. There are some souls that are completely bound. So as you travel through this earth realm, you're going to run into those souls that are completely free. As you travel through this earth realm, you're going to run into those souls that are fighting for their lives. As you travel through this earth realm, you're going to run into those souls that are completely bound. So there are some that can be saved. There are some that can be helped. Think of it like this. When I was in the military, they used to teach us about wartime conditions. And if there was ever a catastrophic event where there were mass casualties and all this other stuff, they would tell us, attend to the well first, get them out of harm's way. Then after that, tend to the wounded, the live wounded, the ones that are moving, the ones that can move around. Tend to them next. And then the next ones, the ones that aren't moving, tend to them last. Why? Because the ones that are walking around and the ones that are moving are still alive. You know they're still alive. But the ones that aren't moving, that are just laying there, it's a good chance that they're dead. So don't adopt this philosophy that I'm not just going to help anybody but myself. We are here to bring this world into a better place. Some call it the fifth dimension. Into a enlightened dimension. Into a place that is closer to God. In harmony with God. In harmony. You can't be in harmony with God until you are in harmony with yourself. You can't be in harmony with others until you are at harmony with yourself. You can't be in harmony with yourself until you are in harmony with God. You see how they all intertwine? And love is the glue that holds it all together. I got more to say on this subject, but I'm going to leave it right there for right now. I'm going to give y'all something to think about as we move forward to the light. Good night. God bless.